Alrighty guys, what is going up? I hope you guys are all having a great and fantastic day today. Now in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Moomoo, the best day trading and trading broker honestly out there. Now we're going to be talking about everything about this broker, how to set it up for day trading, some of the studies that I use, how to set up your studies, how to set up your charts, customize it, and do everything you can possibly imagine on it. Now, if you guys want to sign up, you can get a free stock just by signing up. It's super simple. All you have to do is go ahead and use that link down below. Now, before we jump into the full video here, I need you to do me a favor. Now, right now, we're doing the Xbox One giveaway for Christmas time. So, I'm going to be purchasing the Xbox and sending it to you guys wherever you're at. It has to be in the United States. Now, how you enter, it's super simple. Like, subscribe, comment, and then follow my Instagram. Super done. Super easy, super done, just like that. Now, the winner will be announced this Friday on my Instagram, so you kind of do have to check it out. But let's jump into the episode. Now, wait. Before we jump into it, smash the like button. Alright, let's go. I'll see you in there. Alrighty guys, what is going up? So we are up here on the Moomoo trading platform here. Now, we got to make sure this is the fully expanded. There we go. Alright, so now as you guys can see, we do have these menu tabs on the upper left here. Now this is just all your basic account information as we click on it here. So it says how much money you have in it, any stocks that you currently own, and any stocks that you traded that day. So as you guys can see, I do own some Uber. I own about 3 shares of Uber at $27.89 per share, up roughly, almost 8% on the day. Decent day. So now as we kind of continue to move our way down here, we have quotes. This is how you look up stocks that honestly look interesting. So if you want to find Apple, type in either the company name or the ticker symbol. So you can double click that. Boom, Apple pops right up, so you're ready to go. So we actually do have a share of Apple, but not on Moomoo. I should probably buy a couple shares on here. But all right, so now as we continue to move our way down here, we have markets, and this is just kind of your watch list and stuff that you're looking at. So if you want to add a watch list, you just have to click that plus button, then enter the watch list name, and then you can just begin to add stocks. So we do have a little watch list here, only about 5 stocks. So one thing that I like, they do have all of this information that you can possibly have. So short percent of the highs, lows, turnover rate, P/E, and a ton of other things. And you can customize all of these depending on, what you guys want to do. So you guys can delete on the column and find stuff that works great for yourself. So, we do have our watch list US, and then you do also have the Forex markets on here. So if you guys are some Forex traders, you guys will know all this information. I am a stock trader, so I don't do Forex. I do not do Forex. So one thing that's cool is they do have this kind of, it's like a hotspot here. So you have US hotspot. Make sure you're on that. You can see pre-market stocks, after hours list, IPOs, just a ton of other things. Another thing that they have here, they do have the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ ready to rock and roll. So you're always ready. You're always ready. You know what I mean? So they do have the amplitude rating here, today's turnover, and then they do throw your watch list down here, so you guys can kind of see your stocks compared to a lot of the other ones. So moving down, we have we can kind of continue to move here. So we do have like a lot of the major exchanges here. So New York Stock Exchange, AMEX, these are where you find a lot of smaller companies. NASDAQ, Chinese companies here. I just leave it on US hotspot when I use this. But moving down, we have our strategy. This is how you guys scan for stocks. So you can create a scanner that works great. Price, you can put in one that you want. You can do your P/E. You can do your EMA lines. You can do pretty much anything you want. But there is a percent change. I can't even see it. right here, 4%. You can do that. Once you find something that works good, click save, type in your strategy name, and then you're good to go. So then you can have your strategies up here in your My Strategy spot. So you guys can see I do have a couple of them here. One thing that's cool is they do kind of keep this little tab over on the right depending on all the stocks you're looking at. So you can kind of leave it in between. You know what I mean? So you're always ready to go. You can click trade, boom, buy, unlock. So moving down, we have the data information. This is where you find a lot of very useful information. Dividend payout, so as you guys can see, stocks that are going to be paying some nice old dividends. You are ready to go. So one share, $20. Let's see how expensive this is. So this is $1,100. And they're going to be paying out a dividend of $20 per share. So this must be a recent IPO, if you ask me. So then they do have an IPO platform on here, so you guys can kind of see stocks, you know what I mean? See stocks that have their IPO coming soon. Moving on, we have our trade tab. This is by far the most important tab you can have. So looking at it, you guys can see I have an unlocked trade. This makes it actually, at first I didn't like it, to be honest. At first I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to get in and out of trades if I just have to keep doing this. Here's what you do. You click this unlock trade button. You type in your password. What's my password? Okay. You type it in. Now you're ready to go. Now you are ready to rock and roll. You don't have to worry about doing it again. Now, let's say you have multiple tabs up, you know what I mean? It stays on. So what I always do is not this one, and I'll move this one to another monitor. So as you guys can see, that one's gone, and it's up on my other monitor, so I can look at it that way. So we can exit out up on the monitor, and it shoots back over. So I always leave this one up just so I have a large screen for a stock. I mostly use this for like swing trades and stuff like that. So looking at it here, this right here is just a bigger version of this. So let's look at this so you guys can understand the charting and everything in here. So the very first thing is you have your time frames. You have the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 60 minute, 120, 4 hours, and tick. So what is tick? At first I didn't understand it, but this is your stock price that is fluctuating between buying and selling. So as you guys can see, it's after hours right now. It's 4:22. We just missed it. I always do this. I always film my videos way too late. But anyway, so looking at the daily chart here, if that's say we wanted to draw some resistance, or some support, excuse me. Looks like there's honestly some beautiful support here on Amazon at around 1684. So all you got to do, click this line segment, go down to horizontal line, take this, click the start, click the end, and then double click, and then you're good. If that's say you want to change the color, you can do that as well. I always leave it on this blue just because I know I always use these other studies that aren't blue. I know there's a couple that are, but for the most part, it's mostly like the brighter pinks, brighter yellows, stuff like that. So now as we continue to, draw our support, resistance, trend lines, next thing, let's say we want to draw just a regular line segment for a trend. So we just got to click it, drag it, and then double click. That's what I always do. I find that to be a lot easier. So then they do have, dotted they do have, if you want to make it thicker, you could do that as well. But I always just kind of leave it on this, and then you can lock it so you don't mess it up like that. And if that's say you want to get rid of it, all you got to do is click this delete tab, and you're good. Click it, delete tab, you're good. So now as we continue to move down here, there's a ton of things that they do have. They do have all these other drawing tabs. They do have triangle, rectangle, and circle. I don't even know what that word is. Parallelogram, that's what it is. an ellipse. So if let's say we want to draw a triangle here, we click it, drag down here, and then drag it up like that. Boom. And then I always double click just so it's in. So as you guys can see, we have this short here, boom, hitting the support at the moving average line, pushing up here, coming into recent resistance, beautiful opportunity for another short. That's one thing that people use for these triangles for. So moving on to some more drawing tools. I don't really mess with these. They do have like almost like a pattern recognition. So you guys can click that. If you just got to draw it out. I don't see an ABCD pattern. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, so let's just draw it so you guys can see it. So you draw it A, B, C, D pattern. So you click that, same thing. Click the X, it's done. They do have a triangle pattern. Head and shoulders is a very, very popular pattern here. They do have a ton of other ones. It's honestly kind of cool that you can draw it out. Makes it really useful for, beginners. So they can go back, study a chart, and actually draw these out. So you can say, okay, that looks like a head and shoulders pattern. So let's click it. Boom, 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 boom. Good to go. So now moving on to more drawing tools here. This looks like they do have a price range, data range, and then both. So you can click that and draw that. And you guys can kind of see everything that they have. So click that, exit out that. They do have some little notes tab. So you can say, buy at 19. Geez, that keyboard sucks. Buy at 1900. Take this. You can draw that. Boom. I don't know. I'm just giving you guys examples. Change this so you guys can see it. For some reason it failed to save, but I don't know. It's weird. Okay, delete that. Moving on. So you guys, another little price note thing. They do have some more stuff. I don't really mess with those a whole lot. Moving on, they do have start continuous line drawing. You can click that on. So I believe when you click these, you go boom, boom. You can draw out multiple without coming back and clicking on. So you can draw that like that. Boom. So you don't have to keep coming back and clicking them here. Then they do have hide all lines. If that's, say, you were trying to look at something, if you had too many up, boom, you can keep clicking that. I think that's a cool little trick for you guys. So now they do have graphic management, so you guys can kind of see all the line segments that you have up here. So you can delete them, you can hide them, you can do whatever you want with them. But that's keep them up. It kind of makes it look cool, right? So now moving down. So you guys see this little tab here in the kind of upper left. Click this, and then this is all of your studies for the most part. So now you guys can change EMA lines, boom, EMAs. And then up here, this is how you add and delete them. So you click them to delete them, and then go back to add them. Like that. Super simple. Not too complicated. How you zoom in and out is the little diminish button, and then zooming in is like that. So now there is another thing, the EMA indicator usage and settings. So you can go through, change the color, line width, the details, everything, and you can edit all of that out if you want. So now moving on. Where else do we got? We have a distribution of trips here. I'm not really sure what that means. It's kind of cool. I should probably look that up. They do have some more information down here about the chips. And then I always kind of put this up in the left here, so you can add it to a watch list if you want. So you can say top 5 stocks for 2020. One of my watch lists. Clicking back to it, I accidentally clicked the time frame. They do have all the information about the stock that I love. So now let's talk about setting everything up. Okay, so you guys can see that I do have, this is almost like my scanner. Stocks that are, getting sold, or this is the active positions, I believe. This is, or like the pending orders or stuff like that. This is the selling of today, the actually buying and selling. I leave ticker symbol SPY up just so I can see the overall market. I do have the volume and then the RSI and the very, very bottom here. I always just leave it at the internal time frame just because I like to see it that way. It makes it easier for my eyes. Because if I have too many candlesticks and too many charts in such a small space, I get overwhelmed. So I leave it like that. So now clicking this plus button, this is how you add a new tab. So you guys see how I have multiple tabs. So I normally leave this one up for when I'm going to trade. I use this one when I want to just look at a certain stock for maybe like a swing trade or even a possible day trade, just so I can get some closer information about it. Moving on here, this I use for like my scanning and just to have the overall market up. Now, another one, you can either use start from blank, or they do have a ton of actually trading or a ton of other customized layouts that they have. So you guys can see if you want one, you can just click it. Let's click on one just so you guys can see it. Double click it. You have it up so you guys can buy, sell, boom, 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 just like that. Let's click X to get rid of it. Let's add another one. Let's click blanks and make one from the beginning. So let's double click that. So you guys can see we got this little thing that popped down. Now this is how we're going to get our charts and everything that we have. And if that's say you don't have it, all you got to do is click. It's going to be this toolbox right here. Click that. You guys can just go through and find something that works good for you. So the mini offers are like this chart, okay, right here. It's just a zoomed in version of it. So you can zoom that out. Boom, like that. Take the volume, shoot that down, make the chart bigger. Do that. Now you can change the display setting, the gap, showing 1 gap, 2 gap, 3, whatever you want. So if that's say you don't like that layout, you can click this little window setting tab. And then they do have a ton of other ones that you can actually have and be up and ready. So you can click that. Let's say you want to have the charts up. And that's pretty much it. So let's leave that. Let's just kind of make one here just for you guys. Let's click that, drag that out, take this, kind of put that up here. Whoops, it's not going. I think you only can make it down, but okay. So now make sure you guys also have the magnetic turned on. Make sure it's blue here. And I'll show you why here once we get another one up. So let's go back to the toolbox. Click that. Let's just click a clock. So you guys see how it bumps in. You guys see how it's like a magnet bumps right in. So as we turn this off, it doesn't do that. Okay. So let's click the magnet on, move it closer. We're good to go. So now you can add your watch list to it like that. Drag that down. We can add pretty much everything you want. A AI monitor, we can have that up and have that's almost like your watch list, but you know, you can have that up as well. They do have more for like US stocks, so you can have your account settings, and so you know your day trades left, your risk level, and then your total assets, then your buying power. So that's kind of a cool little thing that they have. Whoops. Okay, that's why it wasn't working. That didn't bump. It's because this needs to get zoomed in. Like that. Okay, now zoom this out to there. Okay, we're slowly making progress. Slowly. But anyways, you guys can go through and see your previous history of your trading. You guys can see pretty much everything. You can have multiple of these set up. You can do pretty much everything. And then orders, showing your recent orders, stuff like that. You can have your anything you can possibly imagine you can get in it, so don't worry about that. So now moving on to the last tab here, we have the news. They do have some sort of deal or something with a variety of news outlets, Market Watch, ton of other ones. So stocks that you have in your watch list, they do show like news for it, and then they just have the overall headlines throughout the day. So that's kind of a cool little thing that they do have. So that is it. Honestly, that's pretty much how I set up my Moomoo trading account. It's not too complicated, not too overwhelming. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something. So remember to always stay happy, stay positive, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care. Have a good one.